There was a man named Jibril. Jibril was 40 years old man and ran a big business that helped move things around the city. He was very successful and lived in a tall, shiny apartment that looked out over all the buildings. He lived there with his wife, Amina. Amina worked at an important job, helping people with insurance. Together, they had a nice and comfortable life. But there was one thing that made Jibril and Amina feel sad. They wanted to have a baby, but they couldn't. For 5 years, they had tried, but it hadn't happened yet. Even though they were sad, they didn't talk about it very much. Jibril worked late at his office, ensuring every other staff left the office before he go home. And Amina focused on her job. They stayed busy with their routines, and Jibril hoped that one day they would have a family. One day, Jibril's younger brother Malik called. Malik had just finished studying computers at university and wanted to visit Jibril in the city before going back to their parents. Jibril was excited to see Malik again. He thought it would be a great chance to catch up and show his brother how amazing the city could be. Malik was 23 years old, and everyone in the family loved him. He was smart, charming, and full of big dreams. After getting his degree, Malik wanted to get a job and save money before going back to school to study even more. When he arrived at Jibril's home, he was amazed. The fancy apartment and shiny car were so different from the small home where he and Jibril had grown up. Malik settled in quickly. Amina treated him kindly, like a younger brother. She gave him advice about jobs and told him to look for work in the city. At first, Malik was a little shy, but soon he and Amina started talking a lot. They stayed up late chatting while Jibril worked late at his office. One day, Amina came home from work early. She was very tired and decided to take a shower to relax. Malik didn't know she was in the bathroom. He went in to grab his phone charger. He heard the sound of water running. When he checked to see who was there, he saw Amina taking her shower through the glass door of the bathroom. Firstly, he was carried away by what he saw, but he quickly regained consciousness and moved out, feeling shocked and embarrassed. But even after leaving, he couldn't stop thinking about it. Malik felt very bad. He knew it was wrong to think about his brother's wife, but the image wouldn't leave his mind. He became quieter and stopped talking to Amina as much. He even started avoiding her and tried to leave the apartment whenever Jibril was home. Amina noticed that Malik was acting strange. She thought he was just nervous about finding a job. She told Jibril about it, but Jibril wasn't worried. "He'll be fine," Jibril said. "He's just figuring things out after graduating." But Malik wasn't fine. He felt guilty and confused. He kept thinking about the moment in the bathroom and didn't know how to stop. One evening, Jibril had a meeting and had to work late. Amina made dinner for herself and Malik. She tried to talk to him to make him feel better, but Malik couldn't focus. His thoughts were spinning in his head, and he couldn't control them anymore. The next day, while Jibril was at work, Malik did something very wrong. Amina was drinking water, and Malik secretly put medicine in it to make her sleepy. When Amina became dizzy and fell asleep, Malik crossed a line he knew he should never cross. Hours later, Amina woke up feeling scared and confused. She didn't know what had happened but felt that something was wrong. Malik wouldn't look at her, and she didn't know how to ask him about it. She thought maybe it was just a strange dream, but the bad feeling didn't go away. Amina didn't tell Jibril because she was scared it would ruin their marriage. She stayed quiet, hoping to forget what happened. But Malik felt worse and worse. He knew what he had done was wrong, but since Amina didn't say anything, he thought he had gotten away with it. Weeks turned into months, and Amina started to feel changes in her body. At first, she thought it was just stress, but later she went to see a doctor. The doctor told her she was pregnant. Amina felt a mix of happiness and fear. She realized the baby couldn't be Jibril's. Even though the truth was scary, Amina decided to keep the pregnancy a secret. She thought this might be her only chance to have a baby. When Amina told Jibril about the baby, he was so happy. He thought the baby was his. Malik saw Amina's belly growing and figured out the truth. He felt both scared and excited because he knew the baby was his. Malik started to care more about Amina, checking on her and showing concern. Jibril thought Malik was just being nice, but Amina started feeling uncomfortable. She avoided being alone with Malik, worried he might tell the truth. Jibril planned a small party to celebrate the baby. He invited close friends and family. Everyone was laughing and happy, but Amina and Malik felt nervous. Every toast to the baby felt like a painful reminder of their secret. Malik watched Jibril smiling with pride, and the guilt inside him grew. Amina also felt scared someone might figure out the truth. As Amina's pregnancy went on, the tension between her and Malik became too much. One day, she told him to stay away from her and the baby. But Malik refused. He said he had a right to be part of the child's life. While they were arguing, Jibril walked in. He could feel something was wrong but didn't know what. He asked if everything was okay, and Amina quickly changed the subject. But Jibril started to feel like something wasn't right. Malik began acting differently. He drank more and acted recklessly around Amina. Jibril noticed and asked Malik why he was behaving this way. Malik pretended nothing was wrong, but deep down, he was worried. He started thinking maybe Jibril was figuring out the truth. As time passed, Amina felt more and more conflicted. She felt connected to the baby but struggled with how the baby was conceived. She also started pulling away from Jibril because she felt so guilty. Jibril didn't know why Amina was acting distant. He thought maybe she was overwhelmed by the pregnancy. He tried to take better care of her, but this only made Amina feel worse about hiding the truth. One night at a family dinner, Malik made a small comment about the baby. It made Jibril feel suspicious. After dinner, he asked Amina about her relationship with Malik. Amina told him everything was fine, but Jibril couldn't shake his doubts. He decided to watch them more carefully. When Amina went into labor, Jibril stayed with her the whole time. When the baby was born, he was filled with joy and thought the child was his. The next day, Malik came to the hospital. He was feeling a mix of pride and sadness. When he held the baby, he whispered to Amina, "He looks just like me." Amina felt a chill run through her. When they got home, Jibril wanted to name the baby after his late father, following a family tradition. But Malik suggested a different name that was special to him. Amina quickly agreed with Jibril's choice because she didn't want to raise suspicion. The disagreement about the baby's name made Jibril feel even more uneasy. He started wondering why Malik was so interested in decisions about the baby. One morning, Jibril got an anonymous letter saying Amina had been unfaithful. At first, he thought it was a cruel joke, but the idea stayed in his mind. He started watching Amina and Malik more closely and noticed little things that confirmed his suspicions. The once happy family started falling apart. Jibril secretly took a sample from the baby for a DNA test. When the results came back, they confirmed his worst fear: the baby wasn't his. Jibril confronted Amina and demanded the truth. Amina, scared and cornered, finally told him everything. She broke down and begged him to forgive her.